In Dorfromantik, the board game, players will be working together to create a tableau of tiles on the table, hoping to complete as many tasks as they can before running out of time. Tiles will show various landscapes on them, including forests, villages, fields, streams, and train tracks. On a turn, the active player will turn over a tile from either the landscape stack or the task stack. Players must always be working on 3 tasks, so if there are less than 3 out there on the table, the current player draws from the task stack. Task tiles will show a type of landscape, and players will draw an accompanying task token to determine how large of a connected area of that landscape the players must create to complete that task. Players can now decide where to add the new tile. For the most part, players are free to place a tile however they wish, and matching landscape types is not mandatory. The exceptions to this are streams and tracks, however. These must never dead end into other tile edges unless the tile shows a natural end to that stream or track. Players can have multiple tracks and streams going at a time, but at the end of the game, they'll be awarded points for the longest stream and the track that they build. To complete tasks, players will need to build a connected group of tiles of the depicted type. For example, if this forest needed 4 tiles all connected to complete, placing a tile here would do so. Be careful though, because if by playing a tile you connect too many tiles and wind up with a number higher than the task, that task is immediately discarded and won't be worth any points. When tasks are completed, on the next turn the active player will draw a new task tile to replace the old one. Players will also notice a few tiles with flags in the game. These tiles will score for their landscape type if you manage to build a group of connected tiles that wind up entirely enclosed, meaning that that group cannot grow larger. This group must of course include the tile with the flag on it. Players will continue playing tiles trying to complete tasks until the stack of landscape tiles runs out. Keep in mind that each time you complete a task, you draw from the task stack on the next turn, effectively extending your game. When the game does come to an end, it's time to calculate your score. Each completed task will be worth points equal to the number showing on the task token. Players will next score for their flags if they manage to fully enclose the area of the landscape type matching the flag. So in this example, the forest area with the flag would score points as it's fully enclosed, but this group of village tiles will not score since there are still exposed edges showing villages. Lastly, players will check for their longest stream and tracks and score 1 point for each tile in those groups. This gives players their final score. Once players have their score, they can check their achievement sheet and cross off bubbles based on how well they scored. As they work their way down the path, players will unlock boxes giving new tiles and challenges that players can go for to complete specific objectives, and even higher scores leading to more content being unlocked.